Good morning, everybody. Swapping out a older Stinger radar detector for a newer laser radar combined computer. This one had the printer type USB connections, and it used a splitter to go to the RJ45. I've created a ignition switch for the Tesla because it's always on. So I've soldered up a connector, and I've got my existing GPS connection, my front radar, my HDMI full size, which I've 3D printed onto a mount below the screen. I've got to swap it out because the new one switches down to a mini HDMI, and the USB extension, and the speaker, which is right here. I will be back as soon as I get everything wired up. And we'll be installing a rear radar and front and rear laser. So I have the ignition switch mounted up above the phone chargers to push on off. And then I have the speaker and the laser radar computer mounted up above the carpeted brace. And I was able to tap the light blue wire over in the driver's side footwell, and that's the 12-volt cigarette lighter. I've been looking for it for a while and finally found it. And I've mounted the new bracket. Wire runs around up inside, and then it runs back to the computer and plugs in. The new one has the mini HDMI. We're running a 70-mile road trip. Stinger combined radar laser unit, and my DIY ignition switch is working perfectly. The new radar in the front, the one that has a 3 polarization on it, is very, very quiet, and I ended up going for the same thing in the rear. I was going to go with just the dual polarization, but I decided to go with the 3. Waiting on the laser splitters for the front and rear. I'm going to put one TX and RX in the front and one in the rear, and waiting on 2 harnesses, and I'll be completing that shortly. If you have any questions, just post them below. Thank you for watching.